welcome into Chic and Ball. I'm your host, Els the Truth. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. On today's show, we look back on the 2024 season for the Atlanta Dream. After finishing with a record of 15-25, this team still made the playoffs but lost in the first round to the New York Liberty. And that just goes to show how bad some of the talent is in the WNBA. Ain't no way in the world you should go 15-25 and be considered a playoff team. Nevertheless, that record led to head coach Tanisha Wright being dismissed. And in her 3 seasons as Atlanta Dream head coach, she finished with a record of 48-68, a 41% winning percentage. And you know we never advocate for coaches being fired, but the one thing that you can point at directly is that this team was worse than offense. They were ranked last in points per game, only averaging 77 points. And that definitely should not have happened because this team got some of the best scorers, known scorers in the league. Aerial Powers, Rhyne Howard, Allisha Gray. Naz Hillmon averaged 24 points in college, so I'm sure she can put some buckets up. And when you see things like that, your offense underperforming when you got clear scores, you got to make changes. But good news for head coach Tanisha Wright, she was hired on as an assistant for the new coaching staff in Chicago. And like we've been doing all season so far, I want to talk about every player that suited up in the Atlanta Dream jersey. Today, we're going to be starting with Ezinne Kalu. You look at Ezinne Kalu and you just gotta love the journey. Out of New Jersey, last played college ball at Savannah State from 2010 to 2015, a 32-year-old rookie. She only played in 1 game for the Atlanta Dream, but you gotta love that Nigerian fight. Now let's talk about Destanni Henderson. She appeared in 6 games for the Atlanta Dream, gave him 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in 17.5 minutes, and I thought she actually looked pretty good getting up and down the court. Her percentages weren't where she wanted them to be, I'm sure, shooting 34% from the field and 10% from 3. She even got to the free throw line, but only shot 43% from there. But it could be nerves, who knows? She was signed to a training camp contract with this team, then they waived her, then they brought her back on a 7-day, then she got a second 7-day contract, and still that only resulted in those 6 games. Now I want to talk about Crystal Dangerfield. Busy year for Crystal Dangerfield. We talked about her on our Los Angeles Sparks review, where she played the second half of her season, and she played the first half of her season here in Atlanta. She played in 15 games for the Dream, didn't have her best year overall, only shooting 28% from the field and averaging 3 points. Now let's talk about Laeticia Amihere. Laeticia, drafted by the Atlanta Dream 8th overall in 2023, spent the last 2 seasons here not getting much playing time. In 2024, she played in a total of 16 games, but only got 5 minutes per game. In those 5 minutes, she averaged 1 point on 27% shooting. Now don't let those numbers fool you. I do think that she's a good player, very smart out of South Carolina. Check out our free agency special to see where she'll be playing in 2025. Now I want to talk about Lorela Cubaj. The last 2 seasons, this is where Lorela has played most of her WNBA basketball. 3 games in 2023, 28 games in 2024. Not much production, only 7 minutes a game and 1 point per game. She's also a part of the Italian national team, played her college ball at Georgia Tech, and when she was there, she was a walking double-double. So I think she's still trying to get used to the WNBA, but once she does, she's gonna hit the ground running. Now I want to talk about Nia Caldwell. One of my favorite players in the league, even though she don't be getting that much playing time, but she was drafted out of the 3rd round, Georgia Bulldog, and in my opinion, she is a walking bucket. She ain't seen a shot that she don't like. She played in 25 games for the Atlanta Dream, averaged 5 points on 41% shooting, And I think for her, she just need to be on the team that's actually competing. Then the ways that she can contribute will look a whole lot better. But when she on a bad team, then it look like she just out there chucking up shots. Now I want to talk about Aerial Powers. Has been one of the most consistent scorers in the WNBA since she was drafted back in 2016, 5th overall. But she's also had 5 seasons where she's played half the games or less, including in 2024 where she played 17 games for the Atlanta Dream, but she averaged 8 points and 39% from the 3-point line. So when she out there, she producing, we just need to see her out there more. And she's a WNBA champion with the Washington Mystics in 2019, so she's bringing that championship experience to wherever she goes. Now I want to talk about Cheyenne Parker-Tyus. One of the Atlanta Dream's core players over the last 4 years that they'll be losing, but I think she performed really well in Atlanta. She went to one All-Star team, averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds on 48% shooting in 4 years in Atlanta. In 2024, she only played in 25 games for Atlanta, averaged 9 points and 4 rebounds. Her best game of the year, ironically, came against the Las Vegas Aces, where she'll be playing in 2025. In that game, she had 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting.
I just wanted to come out aggressive. I know that the team needs me to be aggressive, so just have that aggressive mentality. We have to get stops. Defense is key right now. We're just giving up too many easy points, so right now the biggest thing is defense. Get some stops. Thank you.
Now I want to talk about Nia Coffey. One of 4 players to play in all 40 games for the Atlanta Dream in 2024. She averaged 3 points in 13 minutes per game. She's a former 5th overall pick by the San Antonio Silver Stars back in 2017, and she went to Northwestern College. She's one of only 2 women's basketball players to play in the WNBA out of Northwestern College, the other player being Veronica Burton. Nia has played in Atlanta for 3 consecutive seasons, but no word on if it'll be 4. Now I want to talk about Haley Jones. In my opinion, Tanisha Wright kind of screwed her over this year by trying to make her play point guard. At no point at Stanford did she play point guard. I don't know what they was trying to do there, but it definitely didn't work and it didn't reflect well on her game. Now, Haley Jones did play in all 40 games and she started in 24 games for the Atlanta Dream, but she only averaged 18 minutes per game and 4 points per game. It looked like she wasn't doing nothing but running around, dribbling, and passing the ball. But to be fair to Coach Wright, Haley Jones do got the worst defensive rating on the team. And when she got hurt and missed some time in mid-July, that was pretty much it for her. She didn't get back in the starting lineup. Now I want to talk about Naz Hillmon. To this day, I think she was a steal for the Atlanta Dream out of the second round. This was a 20-10 player at Michigan. She had a career year in 2024. Numbers were up across the board. She played in all 40 games for the Atlanta Dream, started in 19 games, averaged 5 points on 55% shooting. With the Atlanta Dream bringing in Brittany Griner, that should open up the floor a lot more for her, because she'll be more of a slasher and Brittany Griner can handle the post. And now I want to talk about Tina Charles. In the last 4 seasons that Tina Charles appeared in, they were all for different franchises, which is pretty surprising. As good as a player she is, you would think somebody would want to lock her up long term. She appeared in 39 games for the Atlanta Dream, averaged 15 points, 9.5 rebounds on 45% shooting, and you could tell that the team really relied on her in the first half of games. Tina Charles has been a league MVP, 8-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, but she's 35 years young, so she's not having the same impact that she had back in 2021 when she made her last All-Star team. Now I want to talk about Jordin Canada. Boy, I love me some Jordin Canada. one of the short queens in the WNBA, standing at 5'6". She missed the first half of the season for Atlanta, but came back and played the last 20 games, started in 18, and averaged 10 points and 6 assists. Jordin Canada is a 2-time steals champ, 2-time champion with the Seattle Storm, 2-time all-defensive player, and she's under contract with Atlanta through 2026. Now I want to talk about Allisha Gray. One of the best young players in the WNBA, former Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star, played in all 40 games for the Atlanta Dream in 2024, averaged 15.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. One of the best personalities in the league, she's so laid back and reserved, but got that killer mentality when she stepped in between the lines. A couple cool stats from Allisha Gray. In 2024, she shot 49% on corner threes. Her average shot distance was only 14 feet, and that's what you call a mid-range assassin. So generally she takes pretty good shots, but she only shot 40% in 2024, which was down from 2023 where she shot 46%. Now let's talk about the leading lady. First overall pick in 2022, Rhyne Howard. Rhyne Howard has become one of the best scorers in the WNBA. The only downside to her scoring is it's not efficient. She's only been in the WNBA for 3 years, but she's never shot more than 38% from the field. She's also shooting on average 8 3-pointers per game, but only hitting 33%. And I really like Rhyne Howard. She got a hell of a crossover, she make tough ass baskets, but if this team want to compete in any kind of way, she got to figure out a way to be more efficient in her scoring. But there you have it, another episode of Chic and Ball. And if you made it this far in the show, please hit that like button, please subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment, give us some feedback on the show, and your thoughts on women's basketball. But that's all I'll say for now. Thank you everybody for listening and watching. I'm Els the Truth for PRNM. Talk to you on the next one.